Hello guys, maayong hapon. Today I am going to teach you on how to add dissimilar fractions. Before that, let's understand unsa man gid ning dissimilar fractions. When we say dissimilar fractions, these are fractions that don't have the same denominator. In other words, lahi-lahi iyang denominator and it's hard to add. Ang nakasayon man good when it comes to similar fractions, when we say similar fractions, these are fractions nga or set of fractions nga na ay the same denominator. Let's say, for example, we have 1/2 and 3/2. We have 5/2. We have 7/2. And if we're going to add these numbers or these fractions, easy ra. We just have to copy what is in the denominator, which is 2, and then add everything on the numerator. So we have 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. Pila man na? I think we would have 16. 16 over 2, or this is equivalent to 8. So inana ragid ka sa yun guys on adding similar fractions. But the problem here that we have is we have a similar fraction. Karon unsaon man ni? First thing is you need to find out what's going to be the least common denominator, or LCD, of the said denominator. So we have fractions here 3/4, 2 over 7, and 3 over 20. Atong pangitaon ang sum aning tulo ka fractions. So let's try to find out 4, 7, and 20. Unsa may LCD ani niya? So how to find LCD? This is very easy, guys. Ang iyong buhaton is to do prime factorization. So let's start with 4. What is a prime factorization, by the way? When we say prime factorization, pangitaan na to factor or factors ang certain number, and we make sure that those factors are prime numbers. And when we say prime numbers, these are numbers nga ilang factors are 1 and itself only. So example for prime numbers, we have 2. Because ang iyang factor naman guys, 1 times 2 naman, wala kailangan makitang factor. We have 3. Because again, factors of 3 are only 1 and itself lang. We cannot say that 9 is a prime number. Because the factors of 9, we have 1 times 9, and also we have 3 times 3. So in other words, 9 is not a prime number. Okay? So I hope you can still remember your concept of prime factors. So let's start off with number 4 here. What are the prime factors of 4? We have 2 times 2. Because when you multiply 2 by 2, that's going to be 4, and 2 is a prime number. Let's start with 7. We know that 7 is already a prime number. So I can just maybe write it here. And there's also a reason nga nung wala na ko sila gitungod. Okay? And then next is 20. What are the prime factors of 20? So let's have here 20. We know that 20 is a product of 4 times 5. Tama? We know that 5 is already a prime number. Okay na taan na. Pangitaan na ng natuog prime factor si 4, which is actually just 2 times 2. So in other words, kaning tulo atong gamiton as factors of 20, which are primes. So pero this time, ako siyang itungod sa katong naay kapariha diri kanang 4. So I have 2 times 2. And then, di na ako siya itungod sa 7 kaya di man sila pareha. So, maybe ako siya ibutang here. Okay? And then, ako siyang bring down ang katong mga numbers nga same. So, kani siya kay same. Kana. Kani siya kay same. Kana. Kani siya kay bring down lang nako here. We have 7. And ako siyang i-bring down ang 5. And, after that, atong i-multiply ta ng numbers. We have what? Can you do your calculator? The answer is 104. 140. Okay. This means to say that the LCD of 4, 7, and 20 is 140. Sige. Let's continue on the next step. How to go about this. This is very easy, guys. Pangitaan na ito paagi nga ang tanang denominators aning ato ang fractions here will be 140. How to do that? The only thing that you need to do is to find out unsa may i-multiply sa 4 to make it 140. And that's very easy. You just have to divide 140 divided by 4, which is 35. It means to say, pwede natin siyang i-express as 3 times 35 over 4 times 35. Plus, atong i-divide ang 140 by 7. The result is 20. So we can write the second fraction as 2 times 20 over 7 times 20. And the last fraction is i-divide ang 140 by 20. We have 7. So we can express the third fraction as 3 times 7 over 20 times 7. Okay? And then ako na silang ipang-simplify. Ako lang isuwat rin ang continuation of the solution. So here, what is 3 times 35? That's going to be 105 over 140. Plus, what is 2 times 20? That's 40. Over 140. Because 7 times 20 is just 140. Next, 3 times 7 is 21 over 140. Because 20 times 7 is just 140. And then, we can now follow the same rule for similar fractions, wherein we are just going to copy the denominator, kay similar naman sa latanan, which is 140, and then add the numbers sa imuhang numerator. 105 plus 40 plus 21. Ngano ganing add ni siya, guys? Because addition man ang operation. So, what is 105 plus 40 plus 21? That's going to be 166 over 140. And then, you know that 166 over 140 can still be reduced to its lowest term. We can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. So, okay, 166, 140, divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. Our answer should be 83 over 70. There you go. So, the answer of 3/4 plus 2 over 7 plus 3 over 20 is 83 over 70. I hope you learn from it. So let's try to do it when it comes to no longer an actual number. So ato siyang gamiton, the concept here, ato siyang gamiton diri nga portion kaning nanay x minus 3 ug x minus 2 ug x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay? Alright. So, by the way, guys, before I'm gonna proceed to that, naka-notice mo sa ako ang solution here. We have 3 over 4, plus 2 over 7, plus 3 over 20. Right? Okay. If you notice, this can be written as 3 over 4, plus 2 over 7, plus 3 over 4 times 5. Right? If you notice, I can see here that there are 2 4s in the numerator. Na usa ka 4 here, and nasa usa ka 4 here. To get the LCD, you can actually do this process as well. I'm gonna write all the numbers that I can see in the denominator. So what na ko na siya? I have 7. I have 5. Now, I notice nga na duha ka book 4. So what I'm gonna do is kausahon na ako siya og suwat. 4. And then, i-multiply na ko ning tulo. What is 7 times 5 times 4? I also have 140, which is also the same thing here. Okay? So, with that being said, ato na siyang i-apply kana nga concept sa kaninang mga nanay variable. So, before I'll start doing it, I just need to factor this one here first. What is the factor of x squared minus 5x plus 6? This is very easy. First thing that you're going to consider, guys, is to look for the factor of the third item. So what are the factors of 6? We have positive 3 times 2. We have negative 3 times negative 2, because when you multiply these two numbers, the result is still positive 6. We also have negative 1 and 6. Negative 1, negative 6 di. And lastly, we have 1 and also 6. So again, these are the factors of positive 6. Now, out of these factors, guys, please choose which one or which of the factors nga inig-combine nimo, inig-add nimo nilang duha, the result is negative 5. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, the factors of 6 where the sum or whose the sum is going to be negative 5 is going to be negative 3 and negative 2. Because when you add these numbers plus negative 2, the result is negative 3 minus 2 equals negative 5, which is the middle term. Okay? Or the coefficient of the middle term. With that being said, the factors that we are going to be choosing or using are these two here. So how to write it in factor form? Inani siya metabo, guys. It's going to be x minus 3, x minus 2 is the factor of x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay? So I have already factored the third denominator. So let's try to work on adding these numbers. Ako sang i-rewrite ha. We have 3 over x minus 3 plus 4 over x minus 2 plus 5 over x minus, it should be x minus 3 times x minus 2. There you go. Okay. How to find the LCD, guys? We're going to be using the same concept that I just explained to you earlier in this one here. You notice that the denominator 4, 7, 20, I express 20 as a factor of 4 times 5. And I notice that I now see 2 4s here. First 4 and the second 4. When I get the LCD, I solve the product of the denominators, which are 7 times 5 times 4. I only wrote 4 once. Bisag kaduha siya gisuwat sa denominator. So inaana ang mahitabo here. If you are going to take a look at here sa denominator, we have x minus 3, x minus 2, x minus 3, and x minus 2. So you notice nga kaduha ni balik si x minus 3, And you also notice nga kaduha ni balik si x minus 2. This means to say that when we get the LCD of these fractions, ato lang isuwat ang product sa denominator, kausara nato siya pilion katong mga nibalik na. So we have x minus 3 and x minus 2. Okay? Alright. So, we can now apply the concept that we have done here. So, how did we get 35 again? This is when the LCD was divided by 4. Because 140 divided by 4, that's 35. So we are going to divide it. So what is x minus 3 divided by, or rather, I'm sorry, x minus 3 times x minus 2 divided by x minus 3? That's going to be x minus 2, right? So may tabuan ni is going to be 3 times x minus 2 over x minus 3 times x minus 2. Okay? Sunod. Copy 4. You copy 4 over x minus 2. So we divide this we divide the LCD by x minus 4. Same thing ani here. Oh, sorry. Same thing ani here. LCD nga 140 divide og 7, we get 20. Okay, mo nang 20 here. Same thing sa na here. LCD nga x minus 3 times x minus 4 divided by x minus 2, the result is x minus 3. And then, i-multiply na sa both numerator and denominator. X minus 3. There you go. Plus, kani, i-divide na ani, 1 naman na siya. But you need to multiply it to the denominator or other numerator. So, may mo na siyang 5 na lang here and just copy the x minus 3 times x minus 2. So, you notice nga naa na tayo similar fractions. Same rule, we just copy the denominator. X minus 3. Oh, I'm sorry. X minus 2. And then copy everything that you have on the numerator side. So we have 3x minus 2 plus 4x minus 3 plus 5. And then, imo na lang ng ipang simplify ang numerator, distributing the numbers 3 and 4. We have 3x minus 6 plus 4x minus 12 plus 5 over x minus 3, x minus 2. Combining like terms in the numerator, we have 7x, negative 6 minus 12 plus 15, or rather 5, it's negative 13, over x minus 3, x minus 2. This is now your answer for this one here. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today.